good evening, everybody. This is the Castelli Skills and Drills ride. Today we're going to work on bridging. We're going to cover two different aspects of it. The short but very high intensity, very intense bridge. And then we'll cover the little bit longer one later on. We've done bridging a number of times. This is a skill that is a very important skill, and I've seen a number of people be very good at it, and I've seen other people be very not as good at it. The best way to put it. What we're going to be focusing on today is not only crossing that gap by expending the least amount of energy possible, we are also going to focus on getting onto that back wheel and not shooting out in the front. That's extremely important. So we've got about 12 more minutes. Once we start, we'll go in our little warm-up phase, which is where we practice moving around the group. I don't expect to have more than about 20, 30 people, because it's the summer in North America and Europe. And we're going to get that small group, and I want everyone to practice moving forward and back all around me, not just staying at the front, not just staying at the back. The idea is that you'll learn how to move through the group and what it should feel, or what it should feel like. Thanks for joining, Dave Bussey. Yeah, go ahead.
Evening all.
Evening, Seth. Cool. Thanks for all the likes there, John, Kenneth, Tom. Alrighty. So in about 5 minutes, I'll type everything up and put it into the module there for everyone else to see. So one of the big things I want you guys to focus on your bridging today is really when you make it up to the group, don't overshoot that lead rider. Or if you can really just get onto the back of the bunch, that's the best way to do it.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, Celia Marie. Welcome back. I think the only one that we're missing tonight is going to be Deirdre because she's traveling around. And then it's like having the old band back together since Dennis is joining us today.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? So for those of you who aren't used to all the cycling terminology or are new to it, bridging is moving from one group to the other. So if you think of a group of cyclists is really like your island. Because when you're on your island, you're protected, you're safe, you're in a bunch. But when you want to move from one island to the other, you got to cross the open water, right? So there you can get eaten by sharks, you can get lost in the current, you can get set adrift. So that's what bridging is, trying to get from one island to the next island for safety. So that's what we're covering today. And if you have some really bad, dangerous animals in the water, you need to cross that gap really quickly. Likewise for cycling, if you have a dangerous group up the road, you need to get across it really quickly. So we're gonna cover that first.
Almost sounds like a self-tutorial for you to swim faster your open water swims. Across the deep waters.
I always know that there's other people that are veering off course or a little bit slower that are easier prey for the sharks, so I'm not too worried about that.
So what you're saying is it's like Frogger, only on bikes.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. Except you have to get across really, you have to make sure you have energy for the next level. Alright, we got 9 of us so far in the pen. Alright, so we're not in a race today, so let's try not to bolt out at 2.0 or more. 1.5 is plenty fine where we'll be, because once we get going, we'll be going at much more than 2.5 and 2.0. So you're going to get a little bit of a workout today. And my legs are a little shredded, so I won't be the only one doing hard riding. Or you won't be alone suffering, we'll put it that way. Alright. Make sure you got your water with you, your towels with you, whatever you need. If you need your fan on, turn that on. So while we're sitting here, ready for our warm-up, for those of you interested in doing group workouts, there's ODZ Zwifters. A few of those happen each week. One with Jason Flores, one with Mitch Dangermond, and I do one. I think they're Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, I believe, or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So there's a lot of opportunities in the morning. There's a possibility for an evening class here at some point. We are working on, Zwift is working on getting a class-type module so we can all stay together and do it. For now, if you go to teamodz.com, you can kind of get the calculations based on the instructors. So you can change your weight, and that will allow you to stay with that instructor. And on the website, the calculations are based on your FTP, your weight, and the instructor's weight. It's a little bit of algebra that does it for you. All right, got just under 5 more minutes. So for anyone watching on the stream, if you have any questions during the ride, feel free to chime in, ask a question. If you have any commentary to add to the group, more than happy to entertain it. If you just want to jump on Discord and heckle people while they're doing the bridging, please wait till the last 2 iterations for that. Because we're learning up until that, and the last 2 iterations will be like pros, so you can heckle pros.
Welcome to ODZ Skills and Drills. We'll make you a pro in 40 minutes.
That's right. About 3.5 minutes left. We got about 20 of us right now.
outfit supposed to put this on?
Hey, it's putting on Classique. It's supposed to. All right, and so I'm a lot less backlogged. I got one from a couple weeks up for the write-ups from Skills and Drills on Zwift Blog today. We'll have another one here shortly. It's almost done, and I'll be caught up with this week and last week here shortly. So hopefully by the end of this, or before next Skills and Drills, we'll be caught up on our Zwift Blog entries. So if you want to see more of that, I'm also going to put the link up in the ODZ and the ODZ page, so you can check that out. And I will have on YouTube, every class is up there as well, except for last week due to power outages, which I'm going to hope we don't have today. Alright, just under 2 minutes. Make sure you got everything you need for the class, because we are not going to stop for the next hour once we start. So if you're also looking at the awesome base layer shirt that I have on right now, you can check those out. If you're on the ODZ Facebook page or the website, you can check them out. We have a pre-order open, but I don't know when the actual order will go in, so definitely is a nice addition for my workout gear. So I'm burning through clothes like a crazy person in the heat here. All right, 110. All right, remember, we're going to go 1.5 at the start. I want you guys to move around the group. Please don't bolt out at 100 watts a kilo there, Celia Marie. All right, about 30 seconds. My cadence up. Get my 1.5 right there. 13. 10 seconds. Alrighty. Good. Let's keep it nice and steady. 1.5. So for the next few minutes, I want you guys to move around the bunch. Feel what it takes to go from the front to the back. We already got guys going out the front who apparently don't understand 1.5. That's alright. We're not going to chase them anyways. I wish they had a boot feature so I could just kick people like that out. Take off, you don't listen, you don't pay attention, gone.
Yeah, Mitch talks about that on his right every now and then.
It might be a language barrier thing too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, what I don't want is when they start this, they play the game of attacking, and that kind of disrupts what we're trying to do, because they'll slow down to let us get up to them, they'll attack again. Adam, hello, how you doing? Thanks for joining. All right, we got a few minutes here. I think we more or less have it together. Here we go. Well, the please slow down or leave the ride actually worked. They're slowing down a little bit. All right, so what I want us to do, what you do to remember, you see where I am. Use me as your central point. Move up, move back. Move up, move back. Sit on my wheel. Try to get right in front of me. Slide back. Repeat. So we have a few more minutes. I'm going to start typing out. Well, Adam, you should be able to jump on. Not sure. Right now they do have the capability to beat you on a few minutes afterwards, but I'm not sure if it's more than a minute or so. All right, let me type out real quick what we're doing for the first group. Alright, I think we got everybody with me. Seth, if you guys could ease them off at the front a little bit. No, you're on the back of it anyways.
Yeah, working on it.
Alright, so what I just typed up there for everyone to see is, there's a couple different times, a couple different things that happen on a bridge. The first bridge we're going to work on is a very short duration, high intensity bridge. That's when you have things like this, where maybe you just weren't paying attention, and all of a sudden they're 4 and 5 seconds up the road. So you got to hammer across that gap, because if you don't, they're going to get away. And if it's a big group, they may be going an effort that's not significantly higher than yours, but it's high enough that if you're not on them, they're going to get away from you because of the pure aerodynamics of the group. All right, I think we have... Yeah, all right, Seth, I think you're my sweeper, so if you want to jump back on, we're good.
Yeah, I'm getting like a workout trace going here, like I was doing all manner of heart rate and erg mode.
Don't know what to tell you on that.
Yeah, so far I'm doing all right.
All right, so we got a few at the front still doing that 2.0 and stuff. I need you guys to slow down at the front. We're going to kind of miss the point of the class. All right, we got just under 4 minutes. So like I was saying, a lot of times it'll happen early in a race, or sometimes it happens in the middle. But I find it'll be earlier when the pace isn't too hard, you're starting to get a little comfortable, and you just kind of lose yourself for a second or two. Well, when you lose yourself, what happens? Well, a small group goes up the road. When that small group goes up the road, then you've got to get back to them, because if that small group is equal to or maybe slightly stronger than you, and you wait, you're never going to see them again. So then you're missing out on the front of the bunch. and your whole race has just turned into a hard workout. So when that happens, much like what we see right now with a group that's 5 seconds up the road, you want to hammer it really hard. Not quite maxed out by any stretch, depending on the gap you have to cover, but you want to go into that VO2 max area. Probably, you know, for me, that when I did it last weekend, we're talking not quite, so 170%, 160%, so it's not a sprint, but it was definitely a hard effort. The idea is you cross that gap so quick that you don't hit the max. You know, you're not maxing out before you're getting to stop and ease off, so you're not completely burning through a match and going on to a second one. So you're more just one hard effort and you're on. I unfortunately misjudged it last Saturday and probably went a little harder than I should have, for a little longer than I should have, and ended up burning a couple of matches, but that's why we practice these things. The second part of it is once you do execute this move and you get across, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot make the mistake of overshooting the group and going to the front. You need to practice coming onto the back of the group and easing off into their draft, not going through their draft. And that's a big difference. Into their draft means you're starting to ease off as that 4-meter window is catching you, and by the time it pulls you in, you're completely chilled, eased off, slowing down. Maybe you pass one rider or two, but then you're just kind of right into the back of the bunch. And if it's only one rider on the front, it's much harder, and you need to be more careful. But it's something you definitely need to practice. Because if you just did a hard effort, you do not want to be on the front doing more work when you need to be recovering. So let me type it out real quick what we're going to do, and then we'll get to it. Okay, so I'm going to go up the front here. I'm going to get a 5-second gap. When I say go, accelerate to a 3.5 until you catch me. Okay, that's all I want you to do is a 3.5 right now. It's not a crazy sprint. You don't need to be going out of your mind to catch me. It's going to be a little bit longer, but we're just going to practice it to see what it feels like. So I'm going to make my way to the front here. Okay, go ahead, bridge to me. Let's see what you guys do, 3.5. Good, Seth. Alright, Matacino overshot me. As you guys come up, try to stay in the group. Try not to overshoot. Ooh, Dennis overshot.
So close. Brakes don't work on swim.
Remember, this is not an exercise in coming over the top. This is an exercise in bridging to the group. Alright, so again, you want to reach the group, you want to recover. If you come over the top immediately, that means I get to sit on your wheel and recover some more, and then I can come over the top on you. So we don't want that. That's not fun. That is seriously not fun. Alright, we're going to do another iteration of it, and I want us to go up to a 4.5 watts per kilo. I want us to bridge hard. Now let's see, get us across at that. And then we'll go from there. But when you get to me, ease down to my pace. Brown is already trying to get up the road and be making an easier chase for him. Ride it at a 1.2 right now. 1.2, everybody. Alrighty. And I'm gonna go. Okay, go. Woo. Hear Dennis spinning up. Here they come. All right, watch yourself there, Mass. See, Marie, you're at 5.1. Try and keep it to 4.5. Ooh, big passes. Big fail by Seth and Dennis. See, Marie.
Oh, Seth, we're overachievers.
No,
Dude,
failed.
I only gave you 2 meters.
Epic failure.
It's harder than it looks.
I know, it's extremely hard. That's why we practice this.
Oh, in our defense, you're so tiny we can't see you.
Brent is asking if there's a penalty for overshooting. Yes, Brent, there will be a penalty for overshooting.
He cracked the whip here.
I was just thrilled that I got 4.5.
All right, Dennis, we're coming back to you.
Yeah, I'm just holding.
Same parameters. Alright, right at a 1.2. Good thing is I'm definitely getting a workout myself, so that's a lot of fun. Alright, I can ride with these guys for a second. Alright, go. Bridge to me. Alright, come on here, guys. I see. Alright, I see Seth coming. J. Cole. There they are. It's a big group of them. Oh, Dennis. Taunton. Man.
I got you.
Alright, so rough road. Yeah, it's going to be rough, Brent. We're going to have some fun. What the guys who can't listen to this don't know is that when they overshoot on the next one, which they're going to find out shortly, they have to completely stop, unclip, put a foot down, get back in the pedals, then sprint back to me. So the easiest way to do this is to switch to view 3. Alright, so they all know it now. This is where we start to have a little more fun. Alright, so when I go this time, when I tell you guys to go, I want you to go as hard as you want to catch me. Think of it though as 2-minute power, because this should be a 90-second effort, and so therefore you'll have a little bit left in the tank if you're thinking 2-minute power. Don't think sprint finish power, because that's usually 30 seconds. Alright, let's get down to a 1.2. I'm going to get my move set up. Alright, let me get on Gamble's wheel here. It needs to be moving through at a nice pace. Alright. And here I go. bridge to me. All right, good job, Montesino. That was awesome. Montesino did really well there. Penalty Gaskell. That was very good. That was really good. Eric joined us. Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Eric. Don't overshoot again. All right, nice easy spin right here. All right, so we're going to transition to a little bit longer bridging right here. And this is a lot harder to do because you have to do math on the fly in your head while you're hypoxic. So when is this longer bridge more likely to happen? Well, it can be when the group gets away and now you just got to try and get to them. But more than likely it's when you missed a move or missed the group leaving and you're trying to chase them down, but they're not easing off. They're not easing off. You know, they're still riding at a fairly tough pace. So that means you have to catch on to them at what would be a race pace effort. So you have to go much higher than that. This is very much like a TT effort. So you're going to be above your FTP into that VO2 max level type area, but not a whole lot more than 110 to 115% if you can avoid it. But you're definitely going to have to go above FTP. So you're definitely going into the zone 5 area on this. What I want you to refrain from once we say go, I want you to refrain from hitting the gas and from a sprint and going in the orange. You do need to accelerate to get some momentum going, but try to be consistent and try to pace out the effort. Don't just go super deep and blow up right away. So let me type this out, some of this out, and we will get into the fun. All right, so for the first iteration, I'm going to go up the road for a 5-second gap. And then I'm just going to hold 2.5. You guys will chase at 3.5. Alright, so I'm going to go up the road here. You guys ride at 1.2 still? Alright, so this is going to take you guys a little bit longer to do, to chase me down, whereas last time you were able to bridge that gap in, 20, 30 seconds. This one's going to take you a little longer because I'm not slowing way down. Alright, I have my gap. Bridge to me, go. Alright, so watch your guys' speed. Some of you are doing in the 4s. I want you guys to try and just hold 3.5. And I know you can go harder than that. I know that. That's not the point of this. The point is just feeling that the longer effort to chase someone back when the speed differences are not that much. Even though it was only a 5-second gap. There's no penalty for overshooting on this one, but let's practice not overshooting. Oh, Chang just shot by me for no reason. We still got a couple that are chasing on. So let's keep it at 2.0 at the front while the others chase on still. Alright, not bad at all, folks. Not bad at all. Alright, let's ease to a 1.2. I think we've got a... Yeah, our group is pretty tight. Alright, we're going to try it again this time. But like we did last time, it's we're going to do 4.5 and you're going to chase me down at 3.
To hold 3 watts.
I'm going to hold 3 once I get off the front. You guys will hold 4.5 when you chase.
Gotcha.
Let's ease up at the front still. We've got Deesk coming on. I don't want to drop him. Alright, very good. You guys are doing a good job keeping a nice steady pace at the front. I like that. I appreciate it. Once we get Mr. Deesk on us, I'm going to take off. You guys hold 1.2. Good, he is on. Alright, Dennis, don't accelerate now. This isn't the time for you to chase me yet. Just keep it a nice steady 1.2. Let's try not to overshoot. There's a penalty on this one. Okay, bridge to me. All right, let's see how long it takes you. Chang's going a little fast. Ooh, penalty. Very nice. You do have to bring it in though. Back set is, let's see, Marie, you guys gotta close that 2-second gap. Man, everybody's just gun shy. All right, ease it up to 1.5. That was a great job by everybody. Way to just get in, sit in the draft. I'm impressed with that. You guys really killed that one. All right, so on the next one, I'm gonna try and stay away a little bit. Not really a lot. I'm gonna accelerate. I'm gonna go between 3 and 4. I'm just gonna make it not easy to catch me. And I'm gonna make you guys bridge a 10-second gap. We're just gonna say you did not pay attention. Right, so I'm gonna make a 10-second gap. You guys are gonna have to bridge it at as hard as you want. You can bridge as hard as you want. But understand, you won't know the time gap that you have to bridge or the distance you have to bridge because it's going to be changing all the time. I'm not going to be at a steady speed, and I'm going to try and defend a little bit. So the idea behind that is that's how it really works. So you have to kind of figure out what works for you. And if you overshoot me, I'm going to attack again. So that's the penalty of today is you're not just penalizing yourself, you're penalizing your buddies. So if you overshoot me, I attack.
Penalizing you.
Not penalizing me, because my attack can be as long or as short as I want it.
So behave.
Alright, so let's make it nice and easy here. Let's hold our 1.2. Thanks to the ride on there, Sebum. Yeah, Kev said that everyone's scared of overshooting me because I'm a bit harsh. I don't feel that it's a bit harsh. I believe it's just positive reinforcement. I'm positively punishing you for messing up. I believe that's what they teach in parenting classes and things like that, so I don't know, I didn't really actually attend those. Alright, let's regroup here. We got kind of a split in the group. Alright. Looks good. We're starting to come back together. We have Campos and Zazo up in the front. Need you guys to ease off a little bit. Alright, got Celia Marie coming back to me. There's Chung. Alright, I'm gonna go. Alright, good. Everyone is together. Yeah, let's get out of the saddle a little bit, stretch the legs. Okay, bridge to me. Well, Matosino is throwing it down. Now he eased off. Good, Seth and Dennis. Good efforts, good pacing. Katerin, very nice. Came over the top. It is a fun ride, Rob. Kev, I'm not cruel. They broke the rules. You lay out the left and right limits. They break them, you gotta punish them. Ah, Zazo! All right, good job, good catch. I backed off, so no penalty for that one. 1.2 until everyone catches on. Grab a drink. Do what you gotta do. Alright, we got a nice little group there. Got a few coming on still. I'm gonna drift back. Alright, so we have 7 more minutes or so of class, almost 10. What would you guys like to practice on our bridging? Would you like to do a longer bridge, or would you like to bridge multiple groups?
No, we haven't done multiple groups yet.
Yeah, it's just not a lot of time to teach it, but we can kind of wing it. So what we'll do with the multiple groups is we'll teach it like treat it like the old Indian runs from years gone by. So you have to basically sprint up from the back to the front. Alright, so we're going to send people up the road 30 seconds at a time, and then you're just going to start bridging to them, so we don't have to come back together. So I'm going to stay with the lead rider. So what's going to happen is, after your 30 seconds, you're going to sit up if you're the first rider to go. If you're the second rider, you're going to bridge up, and then you're going to attack for 30 seconds. If you're the third rider, you're going to bridge, and attack. Alright, so I'm going to call out the first few who are going to go. So the first one who's going to go is going to be Dennis. You're going to be the first attacker for 30 seconds, and I'll be with you when I say go. The second one will be Seth. The third one will be Celia Marie. Then after that, it's going to be go nuts. You know, so you'll be able to, when I say group go, then the group will go. So Seth, you need to be up towards the front of the group. Dennis, you gotta wait for me to catch. Yeah, you're with me, so let's just bridge it back up to the front of the group here.
Yeah.
right, so I'm confused. I'm going till I catch Dennis.
Yeah, and then you'll attack. You'll bridge to Dennis, and then you'll attack for 30 seconds. So it'll kind of
Got
create our gap. So Dennis, you'll just kind of wait once people start catching you, because they'll catch Celia Marie, then they'll catch you. Then Celia Marie, once the last one goes, I'm sorry, Dennis, once the last one passes you, then you'll go up to me. So, Dennis, let's go.
On my way.
That's good, Dennis. That's good, Dennis. Then just drop it to a 1.5. All right, Seth, once you cross him, once you pass Dennis, well, just go ahead and bridge to Dennis. He's already 15 seconds up the road, so. So when you catch a rider in front of you, get on the wheel for a minute, recover. Yeah, Seth, go ahead and just ease up because they're not going to catch on if we have everyone attack over the top.
I'm at 0.7.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go 1.5 because we'll bridge to you in a minute. Once I got them all up with me, we'll bridge to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here with Bassett.
Yeah. So that's the quick down and dirty for multiple bridges. You see, you can jump on, take a quick break, and then you got to get right back at it. It's not easy. This is where you burn a lot of matches, and this is where not overshooting becomes hugely important. So right now, if you're watching the stream, you'll see that I am on the wheel of Dennis, and I never went past him, so I always had a draft the whole time. I'm dropping back a little bit. All right, so if you're just listening, you'll get it. No, okay, I didn't put penalties on that one. That one's too difficult for penalties. Bridge up to me as best you can. We'll bring the group back together.
I got lost off the back.
Oh, that's
Dropped
okay.
my iPad.
Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. We're spinning out our legs right now. Hey, Dennis, can you turn the gain up on yours? You're coming across. It sounds like you had a lot of you're having some stomach difficulties. There you go. All right, so yes, I know you. So that was the nuts and bolts of bridging. Let me do a quick typing here, and then I'm going to mute you real quick, Dennis. Sorry. Let me type up something real quick, then I'll go over a recap for you guys. Felipe, great to have you today. Okay, so for the recap for you guys on Discord, this is the benefit of being on Discord, is that you're going to get a little more information. So what we covered today was our basics of bridging. Bridging happens when you want to go from one group to another, and it can span from a quick 5 to 10 second effort, or it can be 5 to 10 minutes or 20 minutes, depending on what you're having to do. That's really just kind of like another break, but it's still a bridge, technically. The important thing with bridging is figuring out your relative speed to the group that you're trying to catch, and how much energy and how much greater do you need to make your speed to pull them back in a time that you're not going to be completely emptying the tank. So what we looked at first is a short duration, high intensity bridges where, 3, 4, 5 seconds up the road, but the pace isn't hot, you just stop paying attention, and so you got a gap. So you got to get across that gap before it starts going crazy. So a lot of times at the beginning of a race you'll see this, where there's a small separation as you're settling into your pace, and that creates a little bit of gap as you just, maybe you're looking at your water bottles, maybe you're playing with your food in your back pocket, and all of a sudden you have a small gap to cover. That's one that you're going to be doing that 115, 120% effort, because you're only going 30 seconds, maybe a minute max. That's that one hard effort, and gets you across. Now, the key to that one, especially because you're probably going to get a very, very high rate of speed, is as you come up onto the group, you've got to slow down. You have got to ease into their draft so you don't shoot over the top and then be put on the front. You need to recover. The idea is you bridge the group, you sit in, you recover, and that way you can respond if someone tries to attack you. You go right to the front, you can't recover, that means you're the next bait to get eaten up. They're going to hit you because they're automatically going to think you're strong. The second part we did was covering the long break, or the longer bridge. So we didn't cover a very, very long bridge where it's a minute gap. But what we did was a 5 to 10 second gap, but the gap was to a group that was not going slow, not going easy. And that means you have to have a relative speed higher than theirs, but it may not be significantly higher because you don't want to go into that sprint level effort. So that means you have to dose out your effort probably around your FTP, maybe slightly above, and do that for 2, 3, 5 minutes and hold it until you can get on the group. you have to be very careful that you don't get conned by your own brain to think, they're only just up ahead, let me add another 10 or 20%. And before you know it, you're into the red. And you're gaining ground on them, but you're still not gaining ground fast enough to take back or to really recover what you're trying to expend on it. So what I mean is, your expenditure doesn't really match the ground you covered, relatively speaking. So you're not getting much bang for the buck. So that's really, really hard to do these very short, or these very longer but higher intensity bridges, because the math you have to do in your brain for how much faster than them am I going is very difficult, because it's advanced math at that point. You know, if they're doing at about 85% of your FTP and you're only doing 90%, that's fine, you can do that all day. But if they're already at 98% of your FTP, 105% of your FTP, and you're trying to go and hold on to them, yeah, good luck. So that's a real important part. Do you guys have any questions about bridging, the ones that are remaining on Discord?
Nope, all good. Thanks, Coach.
Let me turn Dennis back on.
Yeah, thanks. That was fun.
No worries. Glad you could join, and we'll be back next week. I got to look at what course we're actually going to have. It's been changing on us a little bit, so I can't tell you what we're doing yet next week. But what I can tell you is that we do have a lot of
Coffee ride.
we have a number of different races. We have the the Castelli TNT race tomorrow. Thanks, Dennis. We have it's a Thursday night throwdown. It's not the Castelli one right now, so it's just a Thursday night throwdown. On Friday, we have in the feed zone, and then the Ebb, which has a 1K sprint finish, but other than that, it's a pretty chill ride. And on Saturday, we'll be having, I believe it's a cat and mouse race for the showdown. I'm not 100% sure, but definitely the Saturday showdown. We have, I think we have an ODZ race this Saturday. And then Sunday, obviously, we have the Zentry and the pretzel ride. Also additional rides that throughout the week. I know on Mondays I have the ODZ Zwifters ride. Tuesday Mitch has ODZ Zwifters, and Friday I believe Jason Flores has ODZ Zwifters, and Thea Freistadt has the Chat and Chill. So a lot of different rides out there. If you go to the Team ODZ page, you can check them all out there. All right, well that's going to be it for me today. Hope you guys had fun, and we will see you next week at 6:30.